Hello students, in this video we shall discuss about electrovalent bond or ionic bond, how this bond is possible and what are the characteristics associated with an ionic compound. Let us study and understand how it occurs. It is electrovalent bond, or it is also called ionic bond. It is the chemical bond which occur by transfer of electrons between atoms. For example, let us take sodium. If you say electronic configuration, then it is 281. Then chlorine, it is 287. So I will show here only valence electrons of sodium and chlorine. To make a difference, I will put cross for each valence electron. So it has one electron and it is easy to transfer to chlorine atom. So we will have Na having no valence electrons now, and chlorine having now 8 electrons outside, means the valence shell. Since it has donated, we will put plus sign. It has gained, we will put minus sign, showing that sodium ion has one extra positive charge compared to the number of electrons. Okay. Similarly, chlorine or Cl minus chloride, it has gained one electrons, means it has one extra negative charge particle compared to the positive charge particles it has. Okay, now we have understood that ionic bond takes place by transfer of electrons, but what are the conditions required for ionic bond formation? For ionic bond formation, first condition, one of the major, since there are two kinds of different atoms that take part in this type of bond. One is easily it should lose electrons, another one it should easily gain electrons, and then they shall take part in chemical bond or ionic bond formation. So here let us write first condition that an atom has to fulfill is low ionization energy. Low ionization energy means less energy should be required to remove an electron from its valence shell. So that is there. So easily taking above example you can take, so it should have low ionization energy, then easily it should give off its one electron and form a cation. Second factor that is important for ionic bond formation is it should have high electron affinity, means love for electrons. In that sense, if I say Then if chlorine, here the example we have taken, to add one electron, we should get electron affinity and it should be very high. Means love for electrons should be very high, or huge amount of energy that could be released if one electron is added. That is what it is. Then easily there is chance of an ion getting formed. So Cl minus, an ion will be formed. Okay. Now third important factor that should be large electronegativity difference. Large electronegativity difference. However, you have to understand that electronegativity is just tendency. Means you cannot say that it has certain dimensions of measuring, but it is just dimensionless property of, so it is tendency to attract shared pair of electrons. So if tendency to attract shared pair of electron is very high, then definitely there is chance of ionic bond formation. In one sense, you can say in social science terms of understanding that if there are two persons, one person has very huge amount of money, another is having very less amount of energy, means one can easily give money to the one not having money, means the second person is in need of money, very strong affinity to require money, so the other one will give money to the one having deficiency of money. So definitely the type of bond here, it will be not sharing, but he has to transfer the one who can easily transfer money. So in terms of chemical science, we can say the atom which has huge affinity of electron will accept, and the one having greater efficiency to lose electrons will donate the electrons. Therefore, in that sense, ionic bond takes place. So here also electronegativity. Now, which one will attract shared pair of electrons? Let us see. Having what the atom having better, higher nuclear force of attraction, that will attract the electrons. Let us take the same example here. Electronegativity of sodium, if you take, it is about 0.9, and chlorine, if you see, it is about 3. So it is very high. Which one will attract? This one will attract. So in this sense, if you see, then you will find that chlorine will attract shared pair of electrons. Even if you say they are sharing electrons, but affinity to attract electron for chlorine is very high. So chlorine will attract towards itself, and the bond will seem to be one to be develop positive charge, another to be develop negative charge. So sodium will develop positive charge. So as a result, you will find that sodium will develop positive charge and chlorine will develop negative charge. So these are the three conditions that you have to understand. In short, let's take a look. Ionization energy, amount of energy required to remove one electron from the valence shell. So it should be low, so easily cation will be formed. Second case, electron affinity, love for electrons should be very high. In other words, we can say the amount of energy released to add one electron to the valence shell of an atom to form an anion. It's called electron affinity. It should be very high. It should be poor. It will easily accept the given electron. Third factor I said, difference should be so high that there is no possibility of sharing electrons. There will be always tendency one transferring the electron to the other having love for electrons. So this is about ionic bond and the conditions. Now let us take a look that how ionic bond is considered to be a redox reaction. In short, we will study. Ionic bond is a redox reaction. Why we call ionic bond formation as a redox reaction? Let us take an example. You have just understood that sodium plus chlorine we get NaCl. Sodium transfers one of its valence electron to chlorine, so sodium develops plus charge, chlorine develops negative charge. But is it a redox reaction? First you should know that redox reaction what it is. Redox means you will have red, you will have ox. In short, red means you will find reduction, ox means you will find oxidation. Means in the same reaction, in the same compound formation, you will find both the processes taking place simultaneously. So, sodium, it loses one of its electron and form Na+. So, there is a loss of electron. So, we call it, or oxidation involves loss of electrons. So, it is oxidation. Second one, chlorine, it will accept one electron and we will get chloride anion, and here gain of electron is taking place. Therefore, it is reduction. In short, we can understand RIG. Rig. Reduction involves gain of electrons. Now, both the steps, if you add, you will find that Na plus Cl, we are getting Na plus and Cl minus. So oxidation plus reduction, we are having a redox reaction. So therefore we can say that ionic bond formation is always a redox process. So this is also clear to us that how ionic bond formation takes place. This is the short video that you have regarding ionic bond. In general, the properties of ionic compounds are they are crystalline in nature, they are soluble in nature. So let us analyze some of the important characteristics of ionic compound. First one, they are crystalline in nature. Means they have definite shape of the molecules. Next one, they are water soluble. They are soluble in water, but may not be not soluble in organic solvents. they may not dissolve. Third thing, they have ions. They have positive ion and negative ion combined together. We call them ionic compounds. So they conduct electricity in some compounds in molten state. In molten state, if you don't understand the word molten, it is fused. In Hindi we call it पिघला हुआ, or it may be aqueous state. It will conduct electricity and therefore be used as electrolytes also. So these are the major properties of ionic compounds, and we have covered the basic things about ionic compound. Thank you for watching this video.